Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
In continuation to the last class, in this class we are going to discuss, in this class we are going to discuss continuation to the topic what we discussed, because why I am saying means in the last class we started, in the last class we started about this mean and average life, mean or average life, so that's why here that mean and average life only one point we completed, remaining points, I mean from second point onwards we will discuss now. See here, it is what from n is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda t, right? This is the expression we know. From that you can write this is what ln n by n naught divided by 2 is equal to minus lambda. So what is this lambda here? Which is the slope of the line shown in the graph. See this graph, which is, that is what ln, natural anti-logarithm, that is what ln n by n naught versus t, which is what slope, right? So what I am saying is here, if you observe carefully, right, so from this expression from n is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t, if t is equal to 1 by lambda, then I am asking you to think mathematically. So when t is equal to 1 by lambda, that is equal to tau, n is equal to n naught into, in place of lambda I have to write 1 by t, in place of lambda it is what we have to write 1 by t, otherwise in place of t you have to write 1 by lambda, then lambda will get cancelled, no? Then what is the remaining next, next step? So when t is equal to 1 by lambda, then this one will become like this, n is equal to n naught into e power minus 1, that is equal to n naught into 1 by e, that is equal to 1 by e value 0.37 n naught, that is what 37% n naught. 37% means 37 by 100, no? 37 by 100. So 37% n naught. I am asking you to please go through each and every step what I am explaining here. If you see the second point, this is already we know from this, just if you take the slope of these two, we are getting, that is what lambda value, slope of the line shown in the graph, that is the magnitude of inverse slope. The magnitude of inverse slope of ln n by n naught versus t curve is known as mean life, because mean life tau is equal to 1 by lambda, not lambda, right? Next. So when n value become as 37% of n naught, when it is possible, when this is when small t is equal to 1 by lambda, right? It is what logical thinking so we have to cross check. Next, that is Mean life is the time interval which, that is, mean life is the time interval in which number of undecayed atoms, capital N, becomes 1 by E times or 0.37 times or 37% of original number of atoms. So here he is defining again what is the mean life. Mean life is the time interval. Mean life is the time interval in which number of undecayed atoms in the bracket capital N becomes 1 by E times or 0.37 times or 37% of original number of atoms. So you just think of yourself. See, when we defined half-life, how we thought. Similarly, you just think of yourself, which is what undecayed atoms becomes 1 by E times or 37% of original number of atoms. Okay, right. Next, it is the time in which number of decayed atoms becomes. So number of decayed atoms means what? N naught minus N becomes 1 minus 1 by E times or 0.63 times or 63% of original number of atoms. 63% of original number of atoms. Okay. So it is the time in which number of decayed atoms becomes 63% of original number of atoms. So you please keep in mind, so as a memory point of view, this one and this one. So both are same, but this is what he is saying from another aspect, that is what from opposite direction point of view, because here it is the time in which the number of undecayed atoms becomes 0.37 times or 37% of original number of atoms. Next, it is the time in which number of decayed atoms becomes 63% of original number of atoms. Now, fourth point, say here, from T half is equal to, that is what half-life I told you, T half is equal to 0.693 by lambda, 0.693 by lambda. That implies 1 by lambda is equal to tau, that is equal to 1 by 0.693 T half, that is equal to 1.44 T half, 1.44 T half. So what I am saying is here, if you observe carefully from this, right, we are writing this one, that is 1 by lambda is equal to tau, that is equal to 1 by 0.693 into T off, right. That is what I hope you understood. This is when this lambda will come, when this T off will come here, lambda will go there. That is what lambda is equal to 0.693 by T off. But if I want to know 1 by lambda, because that is equal to mean life, here also you can see. So when that is equal to mean life, you can write it as 1 by lambda is equal to tau, that is equal to 1 by 0.693 into T off. 1 by 0.693 means mathematically, so almost it is like 0.7, no? So 0.7 means 7 by 10, if it goes to the numerator 10 by 7. 10 by 7 means that you can imagine what is the value of 10 by 7. So 1.44 nearly, right, 1.44 into T off. That is, mean life is about 44% more than that of half-life, which gives us tau is greater than T off, right. So students, one thing we have to keep in mind, both are time only. Mean life is also time, half-life is also time, but there is certain difference. Okay, that's what we understood by the discussion of half-life and mean life. Okay, now here he is comparing mean life to the half-life. So through this comparison, what is the conclusion we got? Mean life is greater than that of half-life. Both are times only, both are time only, right? So how much is this greater than means? You can say here, mean life is about 44% more than. Mean life is about 44% more than that of, right? Mean life is about 44% more than that of half-life, which gives us, right? When this statement is correct, this is correct, no? When that statement is correct, this is correct, no? So that's you can write it as mean life is about 44% more than 44% more than that of half-life, which gives us tau is greater than T of. Tau is greater than T of. Okay, right. Now, okay, now see here the things. So till now we discussed about 3 points, right? 4 points about mean life, and there itself we discussed about graph, and we also discussed about the comparison between half-life and mean life. Now we are going to see a table. So there, what about function of the active atoms, that is probability of survival, and what is the fraction of atoms decayed, that is what probability of decay. So which is n naught minus n by n naught, this is what n by n naught, right? It is time, it is remaining function of active atoms, probability of survival, it is fraction of atoms decayed, it is probability of decay, okay, right. Now see here, this is what I am saying. See this table, which is time, when time is 0, which is 1 half-life, 2 half-lives, 3 half-lives, 10 half-lives, and n half-lives. That n may be from 0 to that is what, okay, that's whatever the number you want, you can put in place of n. Okay, right, but not negative, because we are not in a discussion about negative. And you also remember, I hope you also remember, time is a scalar quantity. Time is always positive, right? We don't know the birth of the time, we don't know the death of the time. Okay, we are just the part of time, that's all. Okay, it's over a period of 80 years or 100 years, like that. Okay, right, that's why I am not going towards the, here is no discussion about the negative of time. Okay, see here, time is never a negative quantity, is always positive. Time, see here, it is the time, it is the remaining function of active atoms, n by n naught, which you can call it as probability of survival. It is fraction of atoms decayed, n naught minus n by n naught, which is probability of decay. See this, when time is 0, you know, which is 1 means 100%. It is what 0? Observe carefully. You can do mathematically what is n naught and what is n, right? And what about what will happen mathematically if you do n naught minus n by n naught? Okay, that is. Similarly, for one half-life, it will become half. You already know that the definition of half-life, right? So half-life is the time taken by a substance to become half of the original number of atoms or half of the original mass. In our previous class I told you clearly. Okay, next, here it is also same, half and 50%. Okay, next, this is what two half-lives. 2 half-lives means it will become as 1 by 4th, which is 25%, and here it is 3 by 4th, it will become 75%. After 3 half-lives, you know, this is already I told you in the last class, no, in our previous class. So 1 by 2, then 1 by 4, then 1 by 8, then 1 by 16, then 1 by 32, then 1 by 64. In that manner it will go on. Okay, right. Now, when it is 1 by 8, it is 12.5%. 12.5%. and here it will become as 7 by 8 and it is 87.5%. 87.5%. Okay. Next, here it is, see, simply he is going for deriving a formula, that is 1 by 2 whole power 10, because here it is 1 by 2 whole power 3, no, it is 1 by 2 whole power 2, no, it is 1 by 2 whole power 1, no, that is, okay. So 1 by 2 whole power 10, here, you know, the probability of survival is 0.1%, 0.1%, and 100 minus this value, 100 minus this value, which is 99.9%, 99.9%, and this is 1 by 2 whole power n, 1 by 2 whole power n, and this will become 1 minus 1 by 2 whole power n. See, you know, 100% means 1 ma, because 100% means 100 by 100, no. So numerically it will give you as the value of 1. So here 1 by 2 whole power n, that is in the bracket 1 minus 1 by 2 whole power n, 1 minus 1 by 2 whole power n. Right, it is what? Fraction of atoms decayed, fraction of atoms decayed, n naught minus n by n naught, that is in the bracket, okay, right, it is what? Probability of decay, it is probability of survival, it is probability of decay, okay, right. So this table giving knowledge, giving a practical knowledge about two particular quantities. One is probability of survival, which we will get by dividing n naught with n, that is n upon n naught, and then probability of decay, that is what? N naught minus n upon n naught, that is what? N naught minus n by n naught. So it is what? With respect to time, with respect to time, when time is 0, when time is t of, when time is 2t of, like that it goes on. You can see this. Okay. Next point, successive disintegration of radioactive equilibrium, successive disintegration and radioactive equilibrium, right. Some other points that we are going to discuss now. See here, suppose a radioactive element capital A disintegrates to form another radioactive element capital B, which in turn disintegrates to still another element C. Such decays are called successive disintegration. I will repeat once again. Suppose a radioactive element capital A disintegrates to form another radioactive element capital B, which in turn disintegrates to still another element capital C. Full stop. Such decays are called successive disintegration. Such decays are called successive disintegration. Okay, right. So he is saying example, ma. So here with these 3 lines of information, we understood what is successive disintegration. What is disintegration already therimo, we know, we discussed. But here, what is meant by successive disintegration? While explaining this point, successive disintegration, you also keep in mind what is artificial radioactivity. What is artificial radioactivity and how it happens, and when a particle something is going to bombard with a nucleus, what is the role of stability or instability, which emission in the form of which emits energy in the form of radiation. This and all I have to keep in mind to understand this is what successive disintegration. But it is as simple as such. Suppose if you take one radioactive element capital A, you know, if it is going to disintegrate to form another radioactive element B, suppose if B also disintegrates means to form another element C, such decays are called successive disintegration. Such decays are called successive disintegration. Okay, right, full stop. Now, rate of disintegration of capital A rate of disintegration of capital A is equal to dN1 by dt, dN1 by dt, that is equal to minus lambda 1 N1, minus lambda 1 N1 in the bracket, which is also the rate of formation of B, which is also the rate of formation of B. So what is the rate? Next, rate of disintegration of B, that is equal to dN2 by dt, dN2 by dt, that is equal to minus lambda to N2, minus lambda to N2. Okay. Now, so it is what, which is also the rate of disintegration of capital B, and here rate of disintegration of capital B is equal to dN2 by dt, that is equal to minus lambda to N2, right? See here, net rate of formation of B is equal to rate of disintegration of capital A minus rate of disintegration of capital B. See this, lambda 1 N1 minus lambda 2 N2, that is what here, lambda 1 N1, it is lambda 2 N2, and here you can write it as lambda 1 N1 minus lambda 2 N2. Okay, right. So in this class we discussed some of the important points regarding mean life, and we also discussed a mean life, how to relate with half life. That is what I already concluded. Mean life is greater than half life. You can also say that mean life is about 44%. Mean life is about 44% more than that of half life, which gives us tau is greater than t half. Right? After completion of that, here we had a table. According to this table, with respect to half lives, we discussed how much probability of survival is there and what is the probability of decay. What is the probability of survival and what is the probability of decay. Okay. So it is what t is equal to 0, 1, and which is 100%. And here it will become as 0. Next, it is t is equal to t of, that is 1 by 2, and it is 50%, 1 half and 50%. Next, t is equal to 2 into t 1 by 2, that is 1 by 4 and 25%, it will become 3 by 4 and 75%. Then it is 1 by 8 and 12.5%, here it will become as 7 by 8 and 87.5%. After this, here, after 10 half lives, this will become as 1 by 2 whole power 10, and the probability of survival is very less, 0.1%, and the probability of decay is high, that is 99.9%. Next, here it is 1 by 2 whole power n, it is like formula, anyone you want, you can get it by using this, and here it is also formula to get probability of decay, 1 minus 1 by 2 whole power n. After that, we discussed the successive disintegration and radioactive equilibrium. So meanwhile, we got the formula, we got what is the net rate of formation of capital B. B is also radioactive element which comes from another radioactive element, that is what, capital A. That is equal to rate of disintegration of capital A minus rate of disintegration of capital B. That is equal to lambda 1 N1 minus lambda 2 N2. Okay. So in our next class, we will start, we will continue with the next continuation topic. Thank you.